An occasion for celebration after a crime.
Oh, it devastated me. I thought, well, why on earth would anyone steal a sign like that?
Find out why people in the Bear Creek community believe this sign is so important.
This is our crown jewel. There's just no question about it.
It's been 10 years since the debut of DFW Airport's Terminal D. Learn about what is planned there next.
We're going to try to put carvings all up and down this new section of the Campeon Trail.
Captivating creations on the Campeon Trail. Meet the Irving artist using a chainsaw to make art. Plus the local event where people are talking transportation and the fun at the first ever Family Adventure Fest. This is City Source. The West Nile virus claims a life in Irving. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. The Dallas County Department of Health and Human Services says the elderly resident who died lived in zip code 75061. That makes 2 deaths in Dallas County this year. The city's mosquito control team says West Nile activity generally peaks in August. Even so, no reason to let your guard down. More mosquitoes caught in traps are testing positive for the virus. The latest locations as of production time are listed on your screen. If you live near one of these locations, take extra care to protect yourself. And anytime the city gets word of a positive case, the mosquito control team sprays the surrounding area in the overnight hours, weather permitting. In addition to that, residents are advised to wear long sleeves and apply repellent with DEET. Find updated spraying schedules and other safety tips at irvingfightsthebite.org. Let's shift the focus now to the airport. DFW International Airport is marking the 10th anniversary of Terminal D. We paid a visit to learn about the impact the terminal is making and the planned improvements ahead. It's dance and music to set a mood of celebration at DFW Airport. Terminal D, the terminal for international flights, is marking its 10th anniversary. Dima Malabi hopes to have something else to celebrate after her long flight to the Middle East.
I haven't seen my 3 kids in over a year and 4 months, and I'm going to see them.
I'm headed to Dubai today. Very excited about seeing my family over there.
They are 2 of about 35,000 passengers coming through this terminal every day. They come for family reunions, worldwide sightseeing adventures, business trips, and more. Since this terminal opened, the number of international passengers has gone up about 40%.
Clearly, these projects have reshaped the airport and allowed us to become a much larger player on the global stage.
During this anniversary celebration, leaders recapped some of the decade's successes that have surged in the most recent years, with the addition of new routes, new low-cost as well as luxury carriers.
The last 3 or 4 years, we've been the fastest growing airport in the U.S. in terms of international growth and international passenger growth.
Who would have thought we would have had these many different flags on the tails of these wonderful airplanes?
The Grand Hyatt and Skylink system also opened a decade ago. This automated people mover picks up passengers every 2 minutes to help them make connections between terminals or sometimes just enjoy the ride and view. Skylink has traveled about 32 million miles looping around the airport,
which equals about 68 round trips to the moon.
Back inside Terminal D, the anniversary is a time to remind people what makes this terminal stand out. There's art you can walk on and walk through for fun.
Our forefathers, they said, you know, this is going to be the premier international terminal in the United States. So let's put in the artwork that goes with all aspects of that. And so you'll see in the floor, it's a subtle thing, but all these nice terrazzos that's in the floors, you'll see it from the ceilings.
This is our crown jewel. There's just no question about it. The art, the room, the spaciousness.
Thinking back, no one could be certain that the $2 billion investment to build all of this would pay off. It started in a time of the highest worry about air travel.
Well, that was right after 9/11. And people wondering, you know, is this really the right decision? And I would say 10 years in hindsight, it was the right decision. This has been more than we ever hoped or imagined.
And the airport's a $32 billion annual economic engine. And that benefits, obviously, our owner cities of Dallas and Fort Worth, but it benefits the entire region, including the host cities as well.
Now they are talking about what is next. So Cynthia, tell me what's planned for this area.
You're looking at what's going to become an area of high-end duty-free shops. It's a walking experience, so as you're going through, you're able to shop for duty-free as you go.
That two-level complex could open in late 2016. Then, looking further in the future,
We are looking at the future growth requirements of the airport that could and probably very likely will include a Terminal F, and we're going to continue growing internationally.
in the meantime, the airport is focusing on its mix of restaurants and retail.
We brought in our famous hummus.
Bo Nazari believes this international terminal is the perfect place to grow his business. He plans to open a restaurant here next year.
I love it. This is the food that the international community looks for.
As this European string ensemble plays for the 10th anniversary celebration, travelers are stopping to take a listen.
I'm really into music. Can't get enough of this.
It's kind of relaxing me because I'm going on an intense trip.
It's just one more surprise this first-time Terminal D visitor found here.
It's beautiful and it's relaxing and it makes everything easier and it's very organized.
If you like that story, how about sharing it with your friends? Find the link at youtube.com/thecity of Irving, and you'll be able to quickly post it to your own Facebook timeline or Twitter feed. In other news from DFW, Japan Airlines announced it will again offer service at DFW Airport with 4 flights per week to Tokyo on the Boeing Dreamliner. The flights are scheduled to start this fall. American Airlines already offers service to Tokyo. Both American and JAL are members of the One World Alliance, so they have existing partnerships. The airlines say the increased service will help travelers connect from Asia to destinations in the U.S. and South America. Options for getting around the world and even our own city were a focus at Irving's Transportation and Water Summit. During the 2-day event, a leader from Congress got special recognition. It's a big honor for U.S. Congresswoman Eddie Bernice Johnson. She's receiving the Lifetime Infrastructure Champion Award.
I don't work for praise, and I really wasn't coming here looking for it, but I appreciate the recognition very, very much.
She knows infrastructure is a complex topic most people do not think about every day.
You know, as long as the streets in front of their houses are going pretty well and they don't have to stay too long on a freeway, then they're satisfied.
But over her years in Congress, she learned that satisfaction only comes through extensive planning. That's why she believes this event is so important.
There is absolutely no way that I could be successful without you all.
It's the City of Irving's Transportation and Water Summit held at the Irving Convention Center.
We're bringing people from not only around the region, but from around the state here into Irving to give us their ideas, to give us their solutions.
This is fantastic. I mean, we've been doing this for over a decade now. You know, I think the location of Irving being, really in the center of the Metroplex gives us great credibility.
The current strong economy can create growing pains. Everyone knows roads are getting more crowded and there are greater demands for water.
A lot of growth in our area, a lot of growth across the state, so that's an ongoing challenge is where is our future water supply going to come from? How do we maximize the water supply we have now? How do we conserve it? How do we pay for it?
It's important for us to grow. And as a city, we continue to have more businesses, more and more housing constructed in Irving. And in order to satisfy those growth patterns, we need to have good transportation.
It's important that our U.S. senators and it's important that our U.S. congressmen know that Texans support funding for transportation.
In many of the sessions, leaders talked about that push for dollars.
Now, if we just had a little bit more money, it would even be better.
Every road and water project comes with a huge price tag and long time frame. But leaders here believe the investment pays off.
We have become the hub of economy throughout the nation. And it has come with planning.
We are constantly trying to make sure, and from transportation, that we are 30 to 40 years out in our visioning and in our planning.
Bringing everybody here provides a great opportunity for us to try to figure out new funding sources, inventive and creative funding sources, and to really strike in on why we need to have that concentration and the priority on transportation and on water infrastructure.
Irving leaders can point out how the planning of the past is paying off today.
The perfect example right now is 183. Because of these types of meetings, having these people know and understand the issues that we here in Irving are dealing with, that helped lead to the successful funding of the 183 project.
And that project could help with another big opportunity ahead.
We have the old Texas Stadium property. It has had a lot of interest throughout the country. That piece of property is so valuable right now because it's so easy to get to.
People here say that bringing together the experts at this summit can help them better tackle the challenges that impact us all.
That's what's exciting about these summits, is the ability for everybody to get together and share their ideas, share their experiences, share their challenges, and hopefully we'll come up with some solutions as well.
And we recognize that we're all in this together. And positive economic growth helps the entire region. And how do we get that? Obviously, making sure that we maintain resources like water, but also getting people to and from where they need to go in an efficient manner.
We are centrally located in the nation. If we continue to give attention to our transportation, we will continue to have a healthy economy.
We have more from the convention center later as we take you to the Coleman Family Adventure Fest. It was a crime that people in Irving's most historic neighborhood hated to see. Someone stole a sign that let people know they are entering Bear Creek. Now that sign has been replaced. Take a look.
We're having a rededication of the monument sign that welcomes people to the historic community of Bear Creek.
And I think it shows our commitment to truly being a diverse city and embracing diversity here in Irving.
And at this time, for what we all came to see, is the unveiling of the new monument sign for the Bear Creek community.
The sign came up missing a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, it devastated me. I thought, well, why on earth would anyone steal a sign like that?
You see things like that where people take metals and copper wiring and things. It's a little bit sad, but I think our commitment to replace it overshadows something negative that happened here.
It's a historical community, and I think people should know that.
One of the oldest African-American settlements in the state of Texas, and without some type of marker or some type of sign educating people to that fact, they'll never know how historic this piece of ground is.
The good thing about history is if you don't understand and recognize your history, you're subject to repeat some of the mistakes that you've made in the past. And then also for this community here, you have a lot of kids now who don't appreciate some of the strides that were made by their ancestors. And so it's important that they understand that.
I want them to actually start trying to find out what is Bear Creek. So what I want them to get out of it is a desire to go read, to go learn, to learn more about the community, because without the sign, there's nothing to prompt them to even go and start trying to find out about the community.
I mean, I think it's important that people recognize the community and the historical value of the community, the city's commitment to diversity. This city is truly a reflection of what America is about. It's a melting pot. It's something for everybody, and together we make this city strong.
Unlike the previous sign that was made of metal, the new sign is made of stone, so it will not have any value if it is removed. A lot of people have outdated or unused prescription drugs in their homes. Here is a chance to properly dispose of them to make sure they don't get in the wrong hands or pollute the water. Irving is again participating in the National Take Back Initiative. It is a partnership between police and the Drug Enforcement Agency. In addition to providing a chance for safe disposal, the Take Back Initiative is also designed to draw attention to the problem of prescription drug abuse. Syringes and illegal drugs will not be accepted. Drop off those pharmaceuticals on Saturday, September 26th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. in the parking lot of Walgreens at 5310 North MacArthur Boulevard or 1330 North Beltline Road. The program is anonymous. A new section of the Campeon Trail is opening. The new part links Irving's southern Campeon Trail with Grand Prairie's Lone Star Trail. Much more on that on our next show. But this time around, we're focusing on some unique art visitors will be able to see on that trail. City Source caught up with the artist.
We're doing a project on the Campeon Trail. We kind of want to represent the type of wildlife that's here. We're going to do a hawk. A tree fell in my house and I borrowed a chainsaw from my buddy and carved it down, and I said, let me just try to carve something. Over time it started evolving, And then, I made one, made two, and then so on and so on. And then, this is probably my first year going all in full time. You got to kind of see, if you want it facing this way, if you want it facing that way, you got to kind of vision it, in the log and kind of see where your cuts are going to be. But, over time you start doing so much of these that you already know in your mind, you're already 4 cuts ahead of where you want to be when you make your first cut. Yesterday it was about 100 degrees and I was out here soaking wet. I mean, it looked like I just jumped in the pool, and I mean, I didn't even feel like it was work. It's just the love of labor. By the way, this is called man glitter, in case you didn't know. Man glitter, guys, get some. I grew up in Irving and went to high school, went to junior high, went to elementary, and I live in Irving, so I'm Irving resident. And my thing is I try to, I guess I'm just kind of doing my part to try to make Irving beautiful. We're gonna try to put carvings all up and down this new section of the Campeon Trail. Maybe an armadillo, an owl, squirrels. This is something kind of unique where people can say, hey, have you ever been to that trail with all the carvings on it? That's kind of what I want people to start saying. These trees never die, man. As long as I'm around, they're never gonna die. I'll keep them alive forever.
As soon as we posted that story online, it started getting views. If you would like to share it, find the link at youtube.com/the City of Irving. And talking art, it's the 31st anniversary of the dedication of the Mustangs of Las Colinas. Road construction in the area last year prompted organizers to defer a big observance for the 30th, so everything has a 31 theme this time around. Thursday, September 24th, is a luncheon with sculptor Robert Glenn at La Cima Club. The cost is $31 and it starts at 11:31 a.m. For reservations, call 972-869-9047 or visit the Mustang Museum. Other events are free, including a conversation and reception with Robert Glenn that evening at City Hall. Saturday the 26th, there are 2 events, including an open house at the Mustang Museum and an anniversary ceremony featuring live music at Williams Square. A first-time event at the Irving Convention Center showcased recreational opportunities. We checked out all the fun at Coleman Family Adventure Fest.
I get nervous. I'm like any other mom, like broken bones and scrapes.
Meet Easton Hutcherson.
I'm 8. I'm almost 9.
Skateboarding is new for him.
I'm gonna go for the ramp today. I'm just trying to get a hang of it.
Usually you'll find him
riding my bike and playing video games.
That indoor-outdoor mix of fun is maximized here at the Irving Convention Center for Coleman Family Adventure Fest.
What we're trying to do here is give families an experience, a chance to try something they never tried before. The ultimate goal is to interest them in maybe a sport, an activity, a hobby that maybe they wouldn't have even known that they would have liked.
At the rock climbing wall, we found a lot of proud parents watching their children reach new heights.
We're proud of her for sure.
Oh my gosh!
Veronica Weaver is from Ukraine and remembers all of the time she spent outdoors as a kid.
Cooking shish kebabs and going to the lake. So this is, I grew up on it. We didn't really have a lot of TVs or iPads. We mainly did outdoors play.
She is hoping her son will be inspired here to discover new outdoor activities.
We want to do real rock climbing next time.
Right in the center of the convention center is a bike track.
We're here to kind of get kids excited on mountain biking, and I'm a mountain biker.
Before kids get to try that track, they get some lessons.
Nice. Remember, keep those pedals level.
Other activities include virtual zip lining, fishing, and more.
Did you see the stand-up paddle boards?
Yeah, we did. And it may not be easy for everyone right away, but people are getting to try out this attraction that's usually available nearby on the Mandalay Canal in Las Colinas.
I think that is pretty cool. She's doing really well.
Ages from 5 to 95 can do this. We do birthday parties, we do yoga and Pilates classes on the board.
This is her first time, I believe, paddle boarding, so really proud that she's able to almost fall in.
And if you're going to keep getting up,
that's when you're going to overcome.
Celebrity guest Herschel Walker provided inspiration, and Fat Guys in the Woods star Creek Stewart
This is a simulated big heavy rock.
showed me what to do if I'm ever stranded without room service.
But once it's set, you bait your trigger stick, okay, wait for your little critter to come in. When he starts nibbling on his dinner, you get yours.
There's also camping of a different type. Promoting interest in space camp and the study of science is the goal of this multi-axis trainer.
It was terrifying.
It was fun. It was nice.
You lost your hat.
I did lose my hat.
But believe it or not, workers say no one has ever lost his lunch.
Which is true, it doesesn't actually make you sick. What they're getting out of this is a little taste of what the early astronauts in the Mercury program trained on.
Basics of flight, the way you go up, you pull up back on the stick.
Terry Roberts hopes this experience on an F-18 simulator leads to a big interest in technology.
He's going to build me a robot to wash my dishes.
But even if that does not happen, you'll have plenty of souvenirs.
Oh yeah. The whole point of coming is to take pictures.
One of the things that has evolved over the past several years, and I think social media and video and all of that really adds to it, is that consumers are looking for experiences. They don't just want to be sold to.
It's a marketing trend that's working out well for Irving. Recent years have brought Red Bull Flugtag, Chipotle Cultivate Fest, and now the Coleman Family Adventure Fest.
Major companies and major brands are trying to figure out how they get their image in front of a consumer, but not in a direct sell aggressive way, but in an experiential way.
I've never seen this game before.
Me neither.
It's called Gaga Ball, which we learned is a variation on dodgeball.
And whoever has the ball has to try to hit their foot.
Parents we heard from say more important than the rules is the impact.
This is a good opportunity for the kids to be active rather than just TV and things like that.
This is a pilot program. We hope to take this on the road.
Coleman chose Irving to test out the concept, and people are leaving with plenty of memories.
We've got a lot of people coming out, doing activities that they've never tried before, and that's the cool thing about this event.
So many great ideas for families to come out here and learn the things that they can do to get the kids moving.
Also kind of cool, during that event, the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau recognized the 1 millionth guest at the convention center. The lucky family received a gift basket with tickets to the upcoming Comic-Con and next year's Byron Nelson, among other things. And here's what else is coming up at the Convention Center. September 11th through 13th, it's roller derby time. The International WFTDA Playoffs. September 17th through 20th is an event for knitters and crafters called Stitches Texas. September 25th is the 25th anniversary of the Great Harvest. It's a fundraiser for Irving Cares. September 25th and 26th is yet more bodybuilding. The NPC True Strength Games. Find ticket prices and a full listing of public events at irvingconventioncenter.com. And with that, it's time to head out to the Animal Care Campus, where our intern Letitia has our Pets of the Week.
I'm here with Marissa, a volunteer at the Animal Care Campus, and tell us about our first pet of the week.
Our first pet of the week is Brownie, a Maltese Terrier mix, 6 months old. He was brought in surrendered for adoption.
So tell us a little bit about how Brownie has interacted with the staff here.
Very sweet, loves to give kisses, loves to play, loves to jump.
So your typical dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're here with our second pet of the week. Tell us what this dog's name is.
Abby is a miniature poodle. She's 3 years old. She was surrendered for adoption because they were moving.
How has Abby been with the staff here? Is she loving? Is she kind? Or tell us a little bit about her characteristics.
Loving, kind of skittish, but she's very loving. She's opening up.
And now we have our last pet of the week. What is our pet's name?
This is Anne.
And how old is Anne?
She's 9 years old.
So tell me a little bit about what type of family setting would be best for Anne.
Elderly, maybe.
Small family type of setting? Mm-hmm. What are some of the things that Anne likes to do most while here at the Animal Care Campus?
She wants to be playful, wants to be really loud.
What type of breed would you consider Anne to be?
A little Chihuahua.
Thank you. What a beautiful dog. And that is our last pet of the week. Back to you, Thomas.
All right, thanks a lot, Letitia. The Animal Care Campus is located at 4140 Valley View Lane. It is open Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Then on Saturday, the hours are 10 a.m. until 5 p.m. Also, check out the websites you see on the screen. Volunteers are turning out to clean up a historic cemetery, and we will have coverage on the next City Source. Also, Irving, Grand Prairie, and Dallas County leaders are turning out to dedicate the newest section of the Campeon Trail. We'll take you to the ceremony and show you what people think of the new addition. Email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ICTN@cityofirving.org. We may read some of your messages here on the show, or you can always comment on our videos at youtube.com/thecityofirving. And that's it for this edition of City Source. We leave you now with more from the Family Adventure Fest at the Irving Convention Center. Thanks to everyone who was a part of this one, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.